So how much is enough? How much money do you need to live on for the rest of your life? This is the question we're answering in this video. So I'm going to go through what I call the farmyard finances, and it's the best analogy that I can come up with that explains how much you need to live on for the rest of your life, using it in a most simple, fun and achievable way. So we're going to go through also find out what is your number. So how much do you need to live on for the rest of your life? We're going to also cover through your basket. So how much, essentially how much money do you need for the rest of your life? And I'll give you a simple calculation. So let's get into it. So how much money is enough for the rest of your life? So in previous times, we've talked about in other videos where the rules have changed. Essentially the financial plan is completely different to what it was in previous generations. So today we need to own ourselves first. So think of ourselves like a little business system or our own little economy, and then whatever happens in the economy, the ups and downs of the market, it almost becomes irrelevant because you're just focusing on your own little business. So essentially you have a basket and you work out, you have your liquid assets, how much money you're getting in. So think of it like a basket or a bowl of water. So you currently have your current inflows, which is your salary. So you get paid every month, and this fills up this basket. And then, but when you stop working, what you used to call retirement, this current inflow, you don't get paid anymore because you're not working. And then this is where you have to use the assets that you built up over time to pay your income. So the assets you can have, you can have a property, so the house that you live in. You can buy other assets like other property like buy to let. You build up a pension, so you have a pension pot of money. I call this a pension pig. So pensions are really tax efficient, and we talk about this in other videos. So your other income that you can use your tax efficient, in the UK you call them ISA, so individual savings account. So these are really great tax efficient incentives that the government use to help you invest. And then also potentially you could also start your own business, so a side hustle. You start own your own business, build up your own business, maybe a part-time, and then you could maybe move to being full-time. And this is like a cow. So a cow produces milk, think of that like cash flow, like the milk. And then if you're an entrepreneur, that milk can turn to cheese and you can sell at a higher price. This is just a way to illustrate essentially what we're looking to do when we stop working. So you've got the cash cow like a business. You've got what I call the chickens. So chickens are like shares. You buy shares, and shares produce, so shares of a business, they produce a profit. Like the profits are like the eggs. So chickens produce eggs, similar to like a business producing dividends. You can either eat those eggs, or to continue the analogy, you can take the profits and spend that money, or you can reinvest it. So like the chickens, you can incubate these eggs and grow more chickens. With the business, you can reinvest these profits and grow more, get more shares, and this can grow exponentially over time. And you can do this in a tax-efficient wrapper. Similar to a pension, you put money into, think of it like a piggy bank. You put money into a thing like a piggy bank as a kid. When you finally retire, when you stop working, in the UK that can be 55, you essentially kill this pig, and then you take that as tax efficient. You take that, you get 25% tax free, and you take that as an income each year. We'll go into more detail in other videos, but this is just an overarching kind of concepts. So property, you own a house, for instance, the roof you live in. It might be, you might have a family house, so you might have 3 or 4 bedrooms. When you stop working, your children might have moved out, then you can downsize. And essentially what we're looking to do is create an income from these assets. So when you currently have a job, for instance, so you go out and work, you get a salary, But when you stop working, this salary disappears. So you don't have this current inflow. And then what you need to do, you can downsize, for instance. You can sell that big house and move into a smaller house, and then take those cash and put it into your basket. So, and the same with a pension. So you take that, you start getting paid an income from a pension, and same with your ISA allowance or your shares that you bought up over time. Then you can start saying, actually, I've got enough, my farmyard's big enough, I can start eating some of these chickens rather than having to work. So you can eat these every year, and this fills up what we call your basket. So you can either have the choice between having a big basket, so you need more of these assets to fill up here, so because you've got more expenses, or you can have a small basket, and you have a smaller lifestyle, so you need maybe less of this. So maybe if you have a smaller life, maybe you don't need to start your own business, maybe you don't even need to downsize your house, you can live in the same house, but you can live on, because you've got a smaller lifestyle, you only need X amount every year, you only need a certain number of flow going into this basket. So then, one of the most important things to take away from this course is, what's your number? So how much money do you need to live on for the rest of your life? So financial planners use a number 25. So 25 is 25 times your current expenses. This is a finger in the air kind of guess, and that means, so if you've got an average salary of say £24,000, times that by 25, you're going to need £600,000 to retire. The problem that I'm looking to solve. People don't realise how much money they need to save for when they stop working. So a great rule of thumb is rule of 25. So why 25? So when you stop working, say 65, you're going to need 25 years of expenses essentially. So, and when you retire, you want to be taking much less risk in a risk profile, because you've got less time to ride out those ups and downs of the market. So you essentially going to take your money's not going to grow as quickly as say someone who's 25 who can essentially increase their risk profile. So you want to have much more money of your money in cash and bonds, kind of safer assets. And we talk more about this in later videos. So this is just an overarching concept, to understand like how much money you need for when you stop working. So just to summarise, this is farmyard finances. We've got your farmyard house, which is your property. You've got your pension pig, which is your pension. You've got your ISA allowances, which are like chickens and eggs. And then you can also have a cash cow. So this is like your business, your side hustle, that you can either sell or you could sell that for food, like meat, or you can essentially continue using it for, say, the milk, like the cash flow. And then this is your basket. So how much is enough? How much of your kind of liquid assets do you need? And then work out how much your number is. And we'll do an exercise shortly to calculate how much money you need for the rest of your life.
Money mindset.
I think that sounds alright.